Hey, this is Joel with Inflatable Office. Thanks for joining us today. We're going to go over how to set up a new website using the WordPress integration with Inflatable Office. So I went ahead and I have a new web page WordPress site set up here. So the first step will be to download the Inflatable Office plugin. So you'll go over to Help, Knowledge Base, Website Integration, WordPress. This page has all the instructions on it. We're going to go ahead and skip down and just download the Inflatable Office plugin here. So the next step is you will install it on WordPress. Go to Add New, under Plugins, Upload, and upload what you just downloaded, and activate. So the next step will be doing the basic setup. You'll just simply enter in the username for the account you're linking to and choosing the quote page that you want to link to. The next step 2 is we set up a new client. This is just to set up the integration between the two. Okay, and then third it says to make a new user, which I've actually already done. But yeah, you can just set up here. The only thing that matters here for our uses is the username, the password, and it needs to be set to editor. So in this case here, we're gonna copy out the password because we need that. Okay, back to the setup. Now we need to put in this information into Inflatable Office. So let's go ahead and do that. Go to Settings, WordPress. We'll add a new client here. Okay, so we created a user IO test with this password. We also need to get that client ID out. Paste that here, and then the client secret, you have to go to show secret and copy. Okay. Typically you'll leave these alone unless they have multiple web pages or something they're wanting to do. Hit save. Okay, and the last step is you hit this blue arrow here and it will start generating all of the pages. So under pages in WordPress, you'll see it's got some basic ones built, and these ones are made to integrate with and automatically load in like testimonials in their quote form. And you can see that it's still, it's actually pulling this information from Inflatable Office, but it looks like it's still on their site. So all of the quote pages and product pages and category pages and everything will be generated, and we'll be able to see them here showing up under all pages. I messed something up here. This part's probably right. Oh. Well, I'm not sure what I did here, but we're going to copy this password and use this other user account I made. So you can see it says the credentials are wrong. Okay. There, now we can see it's generating the pages. So it makes a page for each category and a page for each product. We can, if we go to edit here, first thing we want to do is make sure we're on the text tab. And if we're on the visual tab, you need to first click text and then go up here and reload the page so it doesn't mess up the code. So you'll see that it's got these like square brackets and things on here, and this is called shortcode. Inflatable Office generates this part automatically. So whenever someone changes products or adds products into the Inflatable Office, this stuff will change automatically. So if you're trying to make custom changes to a particular page, you want to make sure it's done outside of those. So if you want to modify the description or name of a product, you'll need to do it in InflatableOffice. If you're wanting to add like a video or a picture or something like that specific to a page, you can either do it in the product's information in here in InflatableOffice, and it'll update the page, or you can do it on here outside of these square brackets. So let's reload this page since it's loaded now. It's got all the content in here. You can see it's got special shortcodes on here like IO category, and it passes in rental name and stuff like that. So if we want to modify or see how this works, we go to InflatableOffice shortcoder. It references these codes down here. So we were looking at IO category. So this HTML here will be injected into the page with these little variables replaced with whatever was put in here. And the advantage of this is we have a template here. This one here, if I make a change to it, it'll affect all the category pages. Same thing with the IO rental one. If I make changes to the HTML or JavaScript in here, it affects all of the pages. So it's an easier way to update the whole site. So if I decide that, let's take a look at this hot dog steamer. I want to have this right aligned or something like that, or left aligned. You can, instead of doing it on each page, or you would just do it in that shortcoder. And you can find, let's see here, InflatableOffice shortcoder. Go down here to IO rental, and then wherever you need to change something, you can do it right in here. So if we want to change the phrasing, click more image to add to see more. Just update, and then it'll change all of those product pages automatically. So if you royally screw up one of these shortcodes and it's not working anymore and you just want to start over, you can just delete them by dragging them over to the trash can. And then to regenerate it, you just need to reactivate the plugin. So we'll go down and hit deactivate and reactivate, and it'll recreate that one we just deleted. So that's the basics. If you want to use one of our themes, you have to email us to get them. I'll go ahead and install one here real quick, and we can look at that. So we need to set up the menu, obviously, and swap the logo, and that's all possible through just the customize link under appearances. You can go through and just adjust all the things you need. So if we want to add a menu, for example, we might want to just add the categories here. So we would, they're not under categories, they're all just pages. So we would want contents and maybe concessions. And let's say we also want to add the quote page. Obviously, you can adjust these as needed. I think that it's a little easier to manage this stuff by just going under menus. We can give it a different name if we want. We'll call it prices. And so now we have, this will take us directly to that quote form, with all the products listed. And this here is powered by a slider, which we can get to here. We just have to add a new one. So there's, when you ask us to email a theme, we'll send over instructions on how to set up each specific theme, but that's the basics of it. So you can also select which items are featured on each theme. You do that by going to the product pages you want to have featured and just marking featured post. And then it'll show up on the home page. Right. That's the basics of setting it up. And again, like, you don't have to mess with like the get a quote links or anything like that anymore. You can just, it'll take you to the one that's built into the page, and it's automatically themed. So you don't have to do that. Once you change it on WordPress, it'll automatically update for the wrapper for the quote pages and stuff like that. So yeah, if you have any difficulties outside of this video, you can always email or call us and we'll help you get it sorted out. So thanks.